Hi, this is Timmy of Leo's, the Man in Black. And this is Mayhem News Live Wrestling Broadcast for 11/6/2013. Didn't have a show yesterday because, well, we got a little distracted. And I wanted to show you, let me step up. I wanted to show you the ghost box. I wanted to show you what I got distracted on yesterday. I'll be honest, I got a little distracted. Sorry. But anyway, we're going to do the show today. And if you hadn't played it, don't listen to anything anybody says. Get you a copy, get Gamefly rented or something if you don't want to buy it. Something, because it's a good game. Okay, moving right along. Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan has been rumored to be interested in at least buying into TNA, if not buying it completely. This was per Pro Wrestling Net. If anybody doesn't know, Corgan is a longtime wrestling fan and actually is the owner of Resistance Pro Wrestling. So, big question this week. Would a new owner help TNA? I'll be honest, I truly think it would. Especially, this Corgan thinks like, he kind of acts like a fan. And if most wrestling companies that are run by fans or by people who used to be fans for a long time before they actually owned one, they tend to do better. So, I don't know. I think anything would help right now, except for maybe bringing Hogan back or something. But there's a lot of stuff. Seth says hello, by the way. Yeah, I'm doing the show a little later, so. But anyway, I think it would really do good. I think it would really help boost, almost as good as, you know, them getting rid of Bischoff, if that's truly what's happened, as we reported before. From what we've heard is basically Bischoff has been told to go home and he would be paid out his contract until sometime in 2014. So there's talk. Mickie James did an interview not just a couple of days ago, first of last week, might have been as far back as that you know, she wouldn't mind. She probably would return to TNA if the offer was made, especially since there's a lot of talk of the Universal, going back to Universal Studios. So I think it would do good. Now, I'll be honest, I would prefer WWE get their foot out of their ass, and, you know, they shouldn't have ever got rid of her in the first place. But anyway, I don't know if I had been given a bullshit reason to be fired, and the real reason was they thought she was too fat. I'll be honest, I'd have told them to kiss my ass. But anyway, I'm not a wrestler either, so you know, you can't burn too many bridges. But you know, it's been reported that TNA has cut its ties with OVW, which is they have been using as their developmental facilities and stuff, their trainings basically. Save money. They've also confirmed they are returning to Universal Studios as of November 21st. Now, the Impact Zone was like 22,000 square feet. The new facility is where Mark Summers used to have his, what was that show he used to have where they poured shit all over everybody? I can't remember, but that's where Nickelodeon used to shoot some stuff. So, but it's a little smaller. I think it's like 18,000 square feet. So, you know, hey, at least they got to go back to Universal. So that's going to save them some money. And I think it might actually help. Even though I think they enjoyed being on the road and it allowed more people to actually come to their shows. I don't know if TNA is listening, but here's an idea. And I want you to think about this. Why not have your you know, you cut down where you have basically 4 pay-per-views a year. Why not go on the road with the 4 pay-per-views to start when you do decide to go back on the road? Just do the pay-per-views. You know, pick a place where it meets, you know, say for Bound for Glory, 1 year go to Vicksburg, or go to Arlington, close to Arlington Cemetery somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Bound for Glory. You know, try to find a place close to one of the, you know, former Olympic, you know, sites. It just, you know, make the pay-per-view the city fit the pay-per-view, and that way you're still on the road, but only 4 times a year. You still get those people still get to see you. Okay, AJ Styles has been stripped of the TNA, the World Heavyweight title, and I mean they're pretty much following the script that WWE threw in the garbage after CM Punk's little "I'm leaving the WWE with your title." And they're actually having a tournament for the next TNA World Champion. Of course, we all know, and he actually defended the title in Mexico. Of course, TNA was snapped to it to say, we are not sanctioning any of these matches. But we all know what's going to happen. He's going to come back, and there's going to be a title versus title, and whoever wins actually is the real champ. We've seen it before. Anyway, Van Dam states that he has some upcoming projects, a couple of one for sure, and then he's got one he didn't want to really talk about because he didn't want to screw anything up until it actually released. But he's got some upcoming projects that may delay his return. You know, he's come back on to the WWE. He still is under contract, but he's on a part-time basis, so that was his words, not mine. There's been a lot of talk that Triple H isn't interested in signing any more indie-type wrestlers. He feels that they've signed enough of the indie-type guys. Really? My question is, where? Who? And, you know, next aside, we're talking about people on the main rosters. Triple H, who have you signed that is an indies-type star? You couldn't point one out. Oh, yeah, there's some people that have been in the indies, but I'm talking about recently. You act like you just hired a bunch of people, you know, okay? And yes, Goldust was still wrestling in the indies, but Goldust has been in WWE. He's been in WWE forever. It's not like he's a new hire. He's just returned. So you can't count him. There's got to be where. You know, you hiding something up your ass because I don't see it. We don't see it. So we think you're full of crap. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks it. But the fact that he says that, you know, they're not going to, you know, hire any more people right now. They've had plenty. Man, I must have fell asleep for a couple of months because, you know, I don't see anybody. Anyway, Kane shows us his new corporate look, corporate with a K. The change was made basically because, as you know, he was appearing in a sequel of Hear No Evil, or See No Evil. Okay, excuse me. Thinking about the monkeys. Anyway, See No Evil, which he played in several years back. Well, they did a sequel, and they were worried that him wearing the mask, people wouldn't actually recognize that that's him. I guess they think wrestling fans are stupid. Okay, we're not. We can tell that that's Mr. Jacobs under that. Yes, we got that. Yeah, did that all on our own. Anyway, but they did it basically. Whoa. Oh, the camera is moving. That's not good. Anyway, but they actually did it just so that, in a way, I see their point, because wrestling fans are going to recognize them immediately. One in particular, Captain Ear is going to say, "Oh, I know who that is."
Sting went without, didn't go without makeup for 15 years, but people still recognize him without it.
But it's, my wife was saying Sting went almost 15 years with makeup on, but people still recognized him, without it. But I guess they were worried about the mask. All you see is his eyes. Everything else is a facade of, the mask kind of looks like a scarred face, which we all know that that's not really true. But anyway, I guess they're talking about movie fans. People are not wrestling fans who don't know who Kane is. They may know who Jacobs is. They may know who that guy is, but they don't know who Kane is because they don't watch wrestling. Now, there's been several things I've seen, some pictures of some text. Apparently, I don't know through the internet or on an interview with WWE.com. Apparently, Kane has got a new corporate with a K, please, title. Basically, he's going to be working with Triple H. It's going to be part of his thing. But until I hear something or we see it on TV, I'm not going to talk about it because, it was on one of those sites that I don't really trust. So, former writer Andrew Goldstein says that Randy Orton's straightforward, I'm better than you promos just aren't cutting it. That basically Ric Flair, who he talks about a lot, he said when he was writing, he would always go to, Ric Flair's promos because Ric Flair basically says the same thing, I'm better than you, but he says it in an indirect way, which makes it more interesting. I like Randy Orton, I really do, but the problem is the problem is not Randy Orton himself. The problem is the storyline he's in is so pathetic. Well, it was actually pretty good when it first started, but now that they're actually, drawing this out a little bit, it's getting really pathetic. They need to. We'll get to Raw notes in a minute, and we'll go over that a little more. But he said that Ric Flair's non-direct way was actually better than Randy Orton's. And I got some news today. I saw something on the internet. I actually follow several people that mentioned that Just Incredible and his wife had gotten some bad news. And I'm not going to go into detail in it because when you're a wrestler and you've been where he's been, in the limelight, some things you just want to keep close to your chest. I will tell you that his wife is fighting, we'll just say cancer, and we'll leave it at that. So if you will, just send your thoughts and your prayers or whatever you do, send that out to him and his wife. I understand they've been married for nearly 17 years, and had a couple people say that she was a wrestler before too, so she's actually worked around, and I think they said that somebody basically said she was a fighter. So, but any thoughts or prayers, I'm pretty sure will help her along the way. So I kind of hate that, You also need to check out his YouTube channel too. I would have the link, but I don't have it right now, so I'll post it at a later date. We're going to kick off Raw and Raw notes. Raw kicks off with a match. Good start for a change. CM Punk facing Harper of the Wyatts, and as we said before, that the Wyatts are actually being groomed to be the, I guess you could say, the three-man menace taking over for the Shield, because there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of pretty close to the hip people, the WWE, saying that the Shield will actually break up soon. Not as soon as we would think, but that they will break up, and that Roman Reigns will be the first one to leave the Shield. And there's talk of who he's going to join after that, and I'm not going to go into those too much because they were a little more sketchy. They wasn't really sure what they were talking. They kind of mentioned, hey, I'm not really sure, but I think this may happen. That's kind of an opinion, so I'm not going to share it. But that they are going to break him up. We've kind of seen hints of it. Ambrose, first of all, telling everyone that he actually was able to hold on to his title, and Roman Reigns was actually, you can't really tell Rollins because Rollins was already looking at Ambrose, but Roman Reigns was looking at the camera when he said it. He kind of gave him a dirty look. So Hold on just a moment. No, I think that's what's going to happen. I think, they're going to try to, but they got to set up somebody to take the Shield spot as the head menace, and we all know that the Wyatts are actually is Triple H's baby, so that's one of them, and then so is the Shield, so they're just kind of swapping off and kind of letting the guys, probably going to let them go on to single. But take it again in 30 minutes. But no, I just I think that's what's going. So that's why we're getting this little. The Wyatts are being thrust back into the limelight, which I think they should have been in. They should have. I know Bray had a problem with his leg. He got a minor injury, and some other things kind of slowed him down a little bit. But in this match, CM Punk actually gets the win, but is attacked by Wyatt, and Daniel Bryan comes down, taped shoulder and all, and for the save. And they were doing an interview. He first did CM Punk, and CM Punk says, "Well, me and Daniel Bryan always all agreed, but apparently I'm not the only one that's got a problem with the Wyatt." Which later on in the show, they do an interview with Daniel Bryan, and he says, apparently I'm not the only one that's got a problem. So those two are probably going to team up to go against the Wyatts. So, now we're kind of wondering, is there going to be a third man to join that? So, and could it be Big E? Or are they moving Big E off into other things? So, Khali and Ryback, it was actually a good match. Khali got some good shots in, which Ryback actually sold very well. There are a couple of times he actually looked like that old big hand kind of squirmed the spaghetti a little bit, squirmed the, never mind. But it was actually a good match. Khali's always funny, he's always got some, he always does something funny in the ring. And then we have this match. Okay, Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi. And I feel like I'm in the Matrix. You know why? Because I'm expecting the screen to turn green, and I'm expecting the little wiggly numbers to come down, because we've seen this match so many up. I would just want to say deja vu. And I wonder if WWE actually realizes that Alberto Del Rio does not have the title. So therefore, it's okay for him to lose every once in a while. For some reason, they're still doing the results because Kofi's a good wrestler. It would not have been a bad thing for him to lose to, I don't know. We've seen it too many times, WWE. We really have. I like Kofi, but that's too many times. He needs to face other people. And so does, Del Rio. We had Orton versus Langston. And WWE, Orton's matches are way too predictable. And I don't know what started this mess of certain signature moves have to be hit in a match. Okay, we'll give you some examples. Miz jumping through the ropes and kicking someone in the face. Christian doing the same thing. Randy Orton catching the guy off the ropes and doing the power slam, especially right after the duck. It's I don't know. It's cartoonish. It gets on my damn nerves. Okay, I'll say it right. There's no nice way to say it. Anyway, okay, we had a tie for best match of the night. Now WWE almost hurt the one of them, because we'd actually seen the match before on SmackDown, identical match. The only thing that saved WWE is they didn't let the same person win. They let somebody else pin, so that's kind of saved the tie. The first one for the tie was Natalya and Tyson Kidd, man and wife, teaming up against Fandango and Summer, and it was really good for business. I'll be honest. The match was great. Natalya and her hubby, it clicked. They had some pretty good moves between him and Fandango, and her and Summer Eve had some pretty good matches as well. But that was tied. That was tied for the best match of the night. The second match that's tied was, and like I said, WWE gets to shake my head for showing the same match in our faces from SmackDown, but because it was Goldust and Cody, hey, and the fact that they allowed someone else to pin was better. Okay, Sandow and the Real Americans took on Goldust, Cody, and Cena, and of course Goldust got the curtain call win, which is awesome. Had a lot of high flying, everybody hitting their signature moves. It was a great match. Ziggler defeats Axel, and I'll be honest, Axel is just a part on the truck without Paul Heyman. And I'll be honest, to me he's just there. Usos versus 3MB. Yet again, 3MB members buried. It's time to move on, WWE. It's time to let them split up and because them separately and not being 3MB, I've actually even started to give Heath Slater a little more credit. Okay, it's time to split them up. It's time to split them up and let them go about their business. Okay, but the Usos actually won that match. The Total Divas, which was Eva Marie and the Bellas, defeat AJ, Tamina, and Xana. And here's something I don't understand. That people are talking in the backstage that Eva Marie's got this big head, and that she's where people, and my wife has actually said this, that she is where people that's been working their ass off, Divas has been working their ass off for 20 years, want to be, and they're still not there, but she's a newbie and up there, and she's actually pinning Tamina, who is a second generation superstar. You thought her head was big now? Wait, what are you going to do? What are you trying to do? Make it pop? You trying to pull a SpongeBob? What? Miss Puff, hello? I don't understand. Sorry for the SpongeBob reference. I have a 6-year-old. Okay, go figure. Anyway, but it was actually a decent match. Eva Marie still looks like a China bull and China sop in the ring, but I don't work for WWE. I don't want my opinion anyway. Big Show came out to the ring, had the big thing, and got in Triple H's face. Triple H got in his. Long story short, Big Show got rehired. Okay, he gets a title match with Randy Orton at Survivor Series, and he which is pretty good, pretty good non-match show Raw, part of Raw. And then Kane comes down, which is cool, pretty sure Captain Ear was like, woohoo, and then all of a sudden Raw takes a turn for the worse, and we see that same crap of them beating the hell out of Money, which wouldn't have been a problem except the fact that nobody came down and helped Big Show again. To me it just kind of ruined. I'll be honest, it kind of ruined the end of Raw. And Stephanie is a drama queen, and I don't know, But that's pretty much been the show. We're gonna do some sponsor stuff, and didn't have many headlines this week. I guess because we're doing the SmackDown stuff on Thursdays and Fridays, and doing TNA on I guess because that's when I don't know. Zack Pack Promotions, that is on. You find them on Facebook under that same thing. At ZPack Promotions on Twitter, and you can find them at ZachPackPromotions.com, and you can go to ZachPackPromotions.com/busting. That is busting for autism. That's BUSTIN, the number 4, and autism. That show is November the 16th and the 17th. in Katy, Texas. Now they've had some changes, and I'm probably not even gonna put the graphic because right now I don't have an updated one. I know who's not going to be there, or at least I know one of them. But I'll just go to the web page. You'll see the exact people that's supposed to be there. It's great. It got some great people there. It's a really good cause, and they're also trying to save money. They also work with the Real Louisville Ghostbusters. These people have a Ecto car. It looks so much like the one from TV. It's pitiful. They go around, let people see the car, and they all dress up. They have proton packs and little traps, and it's really, really cool. And they actually have a Slimer on the front of the car. It's really funny. It's a hood ornament. It's really, really funny. Now, they're not going to be able to drive the car to Busting for Autism, but the car's going to be there. They're going to put it on a flatbed and bring it up there because everybody wants to see Ecto. So, but they're trying to raise money for a new engine. So you can find all that information on their website. Also, me and my wife have a fightdisabilityslurs.wordpress.com. We're trying to stop slurs in general, but disability slurs are closest to our heart. And we're trying to stop those. You can follow them on Facebook under Fight Disability Slurs as well. They have a Twitter too. That's at Fight, capital N, capital DIS, capital SLURS. You can find us on there. I want to thank Throttle. Seth says hello again. Throttle for our New Blood, our theme song. Check out their Razor Wire Finish Line. I believe he told me last time I talked to him that it was going to be available on iTunes. So if you're keeping up with our iTunes stuff, you're going to see the new album. And as usual, I want to give out a shout out to Blast 52. They're an Irish band, great people. Stephanie and our boyfriend are great people, and you can follow him at Blast 52, and then you can also follow her at Blast 52 Drummer. At the end of this video, there'll be I've got a little thing that pops up. It shows what they look like. It gives a picture of one of their videos. And then at the bottom, you can see the links to their Amazon and iTunes. And if you do decide to buy one, or you want to send them a message on Twitter, tell them that Mayhem News Live sent you. I also want to give a blast out to a Call of Duty clan. It's Girls with Big Guns. And they're an all-female clan. I know they are recruiting right now. Now we have a clan too called Echo Company Incorporated, but ours is an integrated clan. We have women and men. So if you like playing with just girls, that's fine. You don't want to be playing with the guys, that's fine with me. They're cool. They're a cool bunch of people, and kind of I'll have their picture of their I have a little thing at the end of the show that I also do. And I want to thank Chance Prophet, who is an indie wrestler from around Illinois, Chicago area. He doesn't live there now, but he lives up north. He is also fighting he fights for Ring Warriors. He's the Bohemian champion, and he fights. He does a lot. He really does. But I want to thank him for giving me this little kid's name, Gabe Lyall, and his family. Gabe is fighting childhood cancer. I don't know what kind it is. And I don't have a link because I'm not going to link them because they have enough people, sending them stuff and emails and stuff. They have enough stuff to deal with right now. Just give them your thoughts and your prayers, and but I want to thank. But you can also follow Chance Prophet. Just look at Chance Prophet. That's 2 words, and search him on. He's got some of the creepiest videos, man. His promos on YouTube. Triple H, you need to hire indie wrestlers, and actually you need to hire him, and you need to let him keep his current current gimmick. He really is. Just anyway. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let get out of here now. I'm gonna let Throttle take us out. We will be here tomorrow. Now I actually record the shows on Thursdays, but they're usually not up till Friday, and then Friday's show gets put on about Saturday sometime, because I try to watch the shows before I actually do shows. I'm not as good as David Hero and Damian Nelson, where I can talk about what's going to happen on the show, because I'd rather watch it and talk. I'm not that trusting with my information yet. So, but also follow David Hero and find out when the PWR show is on YouTube. And they also have PWR on radio as well. All right, well, I'm going to let you out. Take us away, Throttle, if I can ever get this thing to work here. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.